Welcome in, welcome in. Hello, hello. Hey Emily, how are you? I never know what to expect over on TikTok. Like, last night was crazy busy on YouTube, and the night before was crazy busy on TikTok. Like, I could not even keep up with the chat. And then tonight it was like nothing. So I'm gonna have to figure this out. We're doing some free reads over here. The original plan was donations only, but I got a little extra fuel in my energy tank. So if you guys have yes, no questions you want to drop for me, go for it. Hey Jupiter, welcome in. I probably won't be on for very long, just a heads up to everyone, so that if you guys are looking for paid readings tonight, I would get those in early. I'll probably only be on for maybe like 30 more minutes, depending on how busy we are. I'm doing good tonight. Thank you for asking. How are you? Hanging in there. Hey, Amy. Welcome in, everyone. Thank you for the likes. As mentioned on my Instagram, I was not originally planning on doing free tonight, but I'm going to go ahead and do that now that I'm here. So if you guys have any yes, no questions you'd like to ask, go ahead and drop those. Hanging in there. All right, this is for Sienna. Sienna, I'm sorry, friend. I'm getting the, trying to get the glare off the screen. I'm getting the Three of Swords. This is a no for me. All right, well, I hear back from C about seeing each other soon. Queen of Swords is a yes for me. Does David want to see Chibi? Does David want to see Chibi? Yes. Eight of Pentacles. You're welcome, Sienna. The Chariot is a yes for me, Amy. You're welcome, Emily. Hey, Roses. Knight of Swords is a yes for me in this deck, Sarah. That is a yes. Roses. You're welcome, Chibi. I'm getting a yes for Roses. Ace of Cups. You're welcome, friends. Thank you guys for liking the live. Appreciate it. You're welcome. TikTok was slow, actually. I might have just gotten too late of a start, to be honest, because normally when I go live over there, I go live between like 10:30 and 11:30, and I or 10:30 and 11, and I think that I might have gone live a little too late over there. Or it just might not be the night, because I know, Amy, when you were in there, you saw how insane it was. I think I had like 70 people in there at one point, or over 70 people. And then tonight it was like kind of like this, kind of on the slower side. So I just am never going to know what I'm walking into. Oh, no, it's all good. Shavana, am I on the right track in my life? Yes, Temperance and 3 of Pentacles. That's a yes for me. Yeah, it was just a little slower than I was expecting, but that's okay. Because honestly, I'm kind of tired. Kind of tired this evening. I'm here for paid readings. I'm here for free questions. If anybody has a question for me, we'll do. Wait, why does my live stream say scheduled? That's weird. Why does it say scheduled? I'm so confused. He said 70 people in the chat was Zoom, and I couldn't keep up. High-pitched ears in your ringing in your ears. So what you're experiencing is like tinnitus. So there's like a scientific reason for that, but the spiritual reason is that your spiritual team, higher self, or some guardian or God is trying to alert your attention or get your attention. So sometimes when you're thinking about things, it's very important to be mindful of what your last thought just was before you hear the ringing in your ears, because sometimes it will be confirmation. For me, my left ear ringing feels like confirmation and support of what I'm feeling. And my right ear ringing a lot of times means just watch out, be careful, pay attention. But it might be different for everyone. But that's what it feels like for me. Yesterday. Yeah, I mean, if it doesn't happen often, I wouldn't really worry too much about what it means. But I do know that if you're tapping into your abilities or you're noticing it happening pretty often, that might be spirit trying to communicate with you. Me. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I feel like spirit communicates with you, with everyone differently. So you kind of have to just figure out with like making sure you're paying attention and trying to understand the guidance that they're giving you. Come in. Benita, will Sean think I look pretty tomorrow? Ooh, 2 of Pentacles. Which way are we leaning? All right, that's a yes for me. Depends on which eye. You're welcome, Shavana. Will there be reconciliation with Kay? Yes, the Magician. Will Priscilla get any job internship in this month of June? In this month of June, will we get a job internship? Oh my gosh, another maybe. All right, which way are we leaning, please? Which way are we leaning? Show me a yes or a no. Probably not this month. That might change, but I'm leaning towards a no for the internship. One. TP, did I answer your question? Hey Diamond, welcome in. How are you? And happy overall. Okay, good. TP, sorry. I'm not really in my mind. I'm having a hard time keeping track, so. Is Men happy overall with his life? King of Swords, yes, overall. 2 pence. 2 pence for yes, no is really just a maybe, to be honest, but the sun coming through feels like a yes to me. Will Diamond Girl find the person this year? 2 of Wands. They don't want to tell me. They don't want to tell me. We have the Wheel of Fortune. This is just in its own timing. My gut is yes. My gut is yes. I feel like yes, but I feel like you're not supposed to know, so you may want to not ask this question because I think it's just going to happen for you when it happens for you. Really random, but what kind of exercise would you recommend? Pilates. Pilates is good. Strength training is good. Cardio is good. But Pilates is like all three almost in one. I think it's my favorite. Lauren, will I have my own family? Yes, 7 of Pentacles. That's a great card for a family card. Thank you for liking the live, Marie. Does Miles miss Marie? Does Miles miss Marie? You're welcome, Diamond. Does Miles miss Marie? Yes, the star. I keep putting it in the center and there's like a glare. Ideas for a routine. The good thing about Pilates is they have classes, or you can like look up exercises to do at home. And there's like ranging from like newbie all the way to expert. So as long as you kind of have a space to clear and like an open area, you could always put like a video on the TV and do it. Is M going to return this year? We have the 7 of Cups. Which way are we leaning? Which way are we leaning? God, a maybe again. I don't think this has been decided, Sag Girl. I don't think I can answer this question. If I were to answer it, I would say no, but I'd also feel like that I'm not confident in that answer. I'm leaning towards a no, though, or unlikely. Me either. Pilates is something a lot of people getting into. Yeah, it's nice because it's like a full whole body workout. I think also it's great for low impact. I find that if you're the kind of person that has a hard time, because here's the thing. There may be an exception to this, but generally speaking, natural born women should not be doing high impact anything because it puts our body into a stress response. It increases cortisol and it makes us into this like hyper drive stress ball. And if we're overworking ourselves. Now, I think during certain parts of our cycles, like during ovulation maybe, potentially would be like a good time to do higher impact stuff, but we really have to pay attention to like how we're feeling. This will be the last free read that I do for the night. We're gonna do donations after this. Breakthrough soon for Lauren. You have the Hangman in reverse. They want you to look at the situation at a different angle, get a different perspective. I do think that you'll have a breakthrough, yes. King of Cups. So what they say is that sometimes women will do like high impact training. They'll do cycle, they'll do strength, lifting weights, and they're actually putting their body into a stress response, and it's going to be even harder for them to lose weight. It might be fine if they're wanting to build muscle in terms of not losing weight, but generally speaking, it's something that I learned that you're not really supposed to put your body into that kind of high impact. That's great for men. High impact is good for men, but not necessarily women. And you have to make sure that you're doing it during like the right phases, the right cycles. Because if you're in your luteal phase and you don't go easy on yourself, you can accidentally put yourself into a situation where you won't lose the weight. Follicular and ovulation are the days that I would say go higher impact. But basically why I love Pilates is that you can do it at your own pace. You can do it like it's like intuitive working out, so you can do it how it feels, if it feels right to you. If you have a little more energy, you can go a little harder. Better due to cortisol. Yep. So that's what's great about Pilates is that it's gentle on your body, but it's building that foundation that you need, that strength that you need. And you can kind of go at your own pace with Pilates. I never did well with trainers. I really liked spin class. I really liked going to cycle. That was probably one of like the best times for me because I would do the gym. I was doing it like 5 days a week, so I'd go every single day after work. I'd go to the gym or I'd go to cycle. But I did notice that sometimes I was pushing myself a little bit too much, a little too hard, and those times I gave myself the grace. So you kind of have to listen to your body. It's kind of like eating. Are you eating because you're bored or are you eating because you're hungry? You know? Hey, Andrea, our free list is closed for the night. Did you want to donate? And Amy, movement every single day. Hi, summertime. Movement every single day is. I don't have super chat privileges, Andrea. Summertime, thanks for the sub. I haven't hit the metrics, I guess, that they want me to. So I have Venmo, PayPal, and Cash App. So if you have any of those options, the link in the pinned comment on this chat can take you to all that. So if you want to donate there, you can. I know my kids are at work, are taking you. But yeah, so I mean, getting movement every single day is like always a good thing, even if it's just walking. So you could do that at any point. But just be careful during whatever your cycle is, if you're in your luteal or men's phase, that you're not pushing yourself too hard because you don't want that stress response. I always tell people, like, imagine that you just had a meal. Imagine that you just ate like 2 pieces of pizza, for example, and then all of a sudden a tiger is chasing you and you're like, oh my god, I'm fearing for my life. Oh my god, I'm fearing for my life. So your cortisol is rising, your adrenaline is rising. Do you think that your body is prioritizing metabolism if you're being chased and you're trying to like fight for your life? No. And a lot of times people don't realize, but they're in a stress response 24/7. Their adrenaline is high, their cortisol is high. They're in a stress response. Not that because they're like fearing for their life because a tiger is chasing them, but because their stress is so high. And, you know, your body is not in a place where it's prepared to help and prioritize metabolism if you are in a high stress. And it will once it comes back down, but if you're constantly up, if you're constantly peak stress 24/7, and your body doesn't have like the natural release to basically say, okay, you're safe, your body's never going to metabolize the food in the proper way, and you will gain the weight. In addition to that, um, you have toxins in your body if you're eating the wrong thing, and your body's going to build fat around that. So if you're eating things with a lot of like preservatives that your body is witnessing or acknowledging as a toxin, it builds fat cells around those toxins. And in order for you to lose weight, you also have to eliminate the toxins that are in your body, because your body is reacting, and it's reacting with fat. So that's another thing too, is making sure that you're consuming things that are not going to be seen as a quote unquote foreign object. So sticking with whole foods are also going to be really important. Taking account vitamins, nutrition, not eating things that are preserved, shopping the perimeter of the grocery store, you know, and then if you're doing all of that and you're still struggling, you know, there could be other underlying health issues. Like, for example, I have Hashimoto's, so I most of the time will just eat organic whole foods, and it's still difficult for me. Like, I still have trouble with my weight. Exercise is really the only thing that I feel when I implement that I really feel things kickstart for me. But it's been a couple weeks since I've worked out, to be honest. So, Amy, you just kind of have to figure out what functions best for you, like what works well for you. You know, you're gonna have certain restrictions that I'm not gonna have, and vice versa, because we have different genetic makeup. Um, you know, just like some people that live near the water, they adapt genetically to be able to eat fish every single day. But someone who lives in the Midwest can't eat fish that much because they don't live in areas where fish is high, you can consume it. So, like, different geographical areas can handle certain levels of mercury and certain levels of just whatever is in that region. Whereas other people who aren't used to that kind of food are going to have a lot of problems. So, culturally, Amy, you might be able to tolerate certain things that I can't tolerate, and vice versa. Because of genetics, also take precedent, and then also underlying health conditions can also affect how your body responds to certain things, you know. You notice these days you've been bloating more than usual. Are you on a probiotic? Bloating will happen a lot if you're not taking a probiotic. Yeah. So your gut biome is very, very important to your overall health. If your gut is not um producing at like an optimal level, like if it's not active, like and doing exactly what it's supposed to, you'll see it in other areas. You'll see it in puffiness in your face. You'll see it with lymphatic drainage. You'll feel, if your gut isn't right, you're gonna have brain fog. You're gonna be tired all of the time. You're gonna have gastrointestinal issues. You're gonna feel bloated. Like, your gut is essentially your brain, so you have to, and it also controls your nervous system as well. So like, if your gut is not working right, your nervous system is shot. Like, for instance, my brother, when he went to the hospital over the weekend, not this past weekend, but the weekend before that and into the week, he has what he believes is gastritis. So he has a hard time with his food digestion and metabolization. He also has gastroparesis, which means paralysis of his intestines. So he has a lot of trouble like having that regulated, and it affects his anxiety really, really bad because his gut is not right. So it's affecting his nervous system, and he'll have high anxiety from that. So it's like everything is connected. So we have to make sure that we've got, you know, those probiotics going. And prebiotics. Probiotics and prebiotics are important. Yeah, definitely get yourself some probiotics. Um, you probably, do you do anything like, is kimchi, like fermented foods or anything? Do you eat anything like that? Kombucha. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. Fermented foods are really good. What's that German cabbage? It's escaping me right now. I don't like it, so I don't eat it. My mom loves it. What is it called? It's literally right there, like off the tip of my tongue. Sauerkraut, that's what it's called. Um, you learn new things every day. You do eat fermented foods. Your mom has homemade kimchi in the fridge, and I think it's sauerkraut. Yeah, sauerkraut, there you go. So, you know, if you're eating fermented foods every single day, you're probably doing better than most, Amy. Yeah, you're probably doing better than most. But the other thing that people don't realize is that they need to pair carbohydrates with fiber. It's something I learned a long time ago, probably like 20 years ago when Weight Watchers was a big thing, is that fiber cancels out carbohydrates. So you can have carbs, and as long as you're getting the proper fiber intake, it kind of cancels each other out. And it makes for either you can be like lower calories for the day if you were trying to lose weight, or it gives you the opportunity to consume more because your fiber is so high. So basically, like the fiber helps process the carbohydrates. So that's another thing to keep in mind too, is, you know, balancing protein, carbs, and fiber as well is important. So there's just like a lot, Amy, and it can be overwhelming, and it might be difficult to try to do everything all at once. But I would definitely recommend making sure that you're doing something probiotic blend. If you don't have any fermented foods for the day, that you are taking a probiotic, it probably wouldn't hurt either, I don't think, to do both. But again, I'm not a medical professional. These are just things I've learned over time. And also doing Arbonne Consulting, where they have a nutrition program that I had to be educated on to share this information with people, and just my own health journey of like what works for me and what doesn't work for me. What's gonna happen, Amy, if you're not getting a lot of fiber in, is it's you want to introduce it slowly, because you're probably going to get even more uncomfortable and even more bloated until your body can figure out what it's doing. So I would always recommend, just from personal experience, starting off slow with the fiber if you're not getting a lot of it in at once. So like if you're really not intaking fiber at all in any capacity, even in the foods you eat, the fiber isn't very high, I wouldn't go crazy immediately. Like I think you're supposed to get 30 grams of fiber a day, I want to say. I think that's what my doctor recently told me. So 30 grams of fiber is always good. Let me look that up real quick. Like a sweet spot. So just pay attention to the foods that you're eating right now, and just see how much you're consuming currently on average, and then maybe increase it little by little until you can get to 30 grams. Because I do know that if you try to do too much at once, you can get trapped air, you can get bloated, gassy, uncomfortable, which obviously you don't want to do that. lot of these things. I do, girl. I'm a Gemini, so I know a little bit about everything. Now, do I necessarily follow these rules myself? Not always. Sometimes I have my reasons for that. But what we can only do is our best. So start, you know, being 24, I was probably in the best shape of my life at 24. So I don't think, you know, but some women will say, oh, 40, I've never felt better at 8 than I do at age 40. So I really think it's just a journey, and it's such an individualized thing. And I think, you know, you want to kind of get ahead of the game, especially if you're like, I don't like how I feel now and I don't want to keep feeling this way. You love sharing knowledge. Air signs for the win. So yeah, I mean, balanced meals are just gonna be so important. I also do Arbonne protein shakes, which my husband said he's gonna get me some as like a belated birthday gift. And I do the protein shakes 2 times a day, and then I'll do like a healthy balanced meal for dinner. And I'm really trying to pay attention to my sugar intake as well, doing like just clean swaps for certain things. Like I do a chai latte, but now I'm doing a skinny chai because it cuts 10 grams of sugar per serving. So I'm like, you know, it's not making a huge difference in taste or quality, but it is reducing the sugar. And so, you know, doing that instead of doing like vanilla flavored almond milk, you can do unsweet. Just like little swaps like that, that might change things. For instance, tonight, we're doing burgers for dinner, and it was like $1 difference in price. And I was looking at the comparison between these 2 boxes of burgers, and they were the same in count and size and everything, but one had 530 milligrams of sodium, 530, and this other box had 65. We would enjoy the burgers just the same, and it would be just as delicious. And I was able to cut 500 milligrams of sodium out of it just by doing a different swap. Also, I typically don't buy things that are pre-seasoned. I season myself so that I can control what's going into it. So just paying attention to the labels, like, you know, it's gonna be, especially with burgers, like they're gonna be the same. It was less calories too. So I was like, yeah, we're going with this. Cause my husband and I hate, like, I don't hate salty things as much as he does, but like, we're just not big salt people. If I'm gonna add salt to something, it's gonna be like Himalayan salt. But typically I don't add salt because I feel like the things that I get are salty enough. And I was like, oh, hell no. And the reason why it had so much more sodium was because it was pre-seasoned hamburgers versus not pre-seasoned hamburgers. So I just pay attention to that kind of stuff, because chances are you're going to find things that taste exactly the same and they're just so much better for you. And you'll realize, like, wait, I've been making such obvious choices that are wrong, you know, and I can switch these out to something that's a little bit better for me. Message cards. Oh, 5 for message cards. Do 8 for me if that's okay, because the message cards are add-ons over here. So, but I'll pull a couple extra cards for you though. I'll do what I did last time. Yeah, the pink salt is great. That is for sure. A running start to kind of know like what you want to do. But I love answering these kinds of questions if I know the answers. But these are little things that, you know, I've been doing myself lately as well. Is just watching my salt intake, my sugar intake. Because salt isn't good. It's not good for your blood pressure. And if you have high blood pressure, like, Salt is just not good. And I have high blood pressure. I've had high blood pressure at least since November. High blood pressure, and he doesn't put salt on anything. He puts pepper on everything. So I think his hypertension probably came from like the prefab meals that he would eat and stuff. So yeah, like a lot of this stuff can be attributed. So just got to be careful. All right, let's pull some message cards for you. Have you been to any kind of doctor lately? Like, gotten any like blood panels done or anything like that? To know if there's anything that you need to supplement on? Or are you feeling good? It's just the physical stuff. Message cards from Elias, please. Not recently. That's funny. Yeah, so oh, gotcha. Yeah, I mean, first and foremost, like if I were an accountability coach or something, my first recommendation would be to go get a blood panel and just ask them to do a full workup and see if there's anything you should be aware of first. Because sometimes when you supplement with things, like you might have great vitamin B, but low vitamin D, right? And if you supplement with extra vitamin B, you don't even really need it, then it's kind of silly. And then like things like magnesium, I think it is, and potassium, you can overdo it with those. All right, so the first card is being vulnerable doesn't come easy to me. I'm still hurting from the past. So maybe he's saying like I'm carrying in your energy into like the future, into now. So like this is still affecting me. Can we start over? Oh, that's interesting. That card coming out right after this one. I worry we've missed our chance. Fighting these urges. You make me better. You changed my perspective. No one gets me like you do. I definitely feel that one for sure. Couple more here. We will always come back to each other. Reunion. Soul tie. I always feel connected to you. And damage. We are both hurting from this. So attractive. I can't get enough of you. I still feel the pain. Man, he talks about from the past. I still feel the pain. So, you know, maybe it's not like painful for him, but maybe it's like I'm still carrying that energy with me. I'm still carrying that unfinished business, you know what I mean? I know, I was like, oh. Is he being a little melodramatic? Do we have a drama queen on our hands? No, I'm just kidding. I don't think it's, I mean, here's the thing. These cards are up for interpretation. These are pre-channeled cards, but we have to apply it for the situation at hand. So, you know, if you guys had a, 5-year-long relationship, then I can understand the pain, but you didn't. So we kind of have to take it at face value, almost like with a grain of salt. So, if the face value says I'm hurting and I'm in pain from the past and we're both hurting from this, I would interpret that because of the information we have at hand is like, this still bothers me. Not necessarily pain, but like, this still bothers me. I'm still bothered from the past. We are still both bothered from this. I still feel bothered. Like, I still feel like there's unfinished business here. I still feel like a little bit uneasy about this. You know what I mean? Can you hear me now? Oh, I just basically was saying the same thing over again. I was basically saying that, like, if we're going to take this at face value, then it's going to be a little confusing because these cards are pre-channeled. So just like with tarot, we have to interpret it for the situation at hand, right? We have to interpret it for the situation at hand. So with that being said, I was saying that this might, instead of being hurting or, in pain, it's more like I'm still bothered by this. I still feel like there's, unfinished things we haven't talked about. I'm still carrying this energy in with me. So I was basically just repeating myself over again. Yeah, always feel connected to you. That one's, and this card too is like really beautiful because it's like this landscape, like this road that drives, or it's like a bridge or something that drives over the water. And it really just kind of shows like how far into the distance this goes. So it indicates to me that even when you guys are apart, whether that's a large distance, for example, when he recently traveled, versus a short distance and he's in the area but he hasn't seen you, it's like he still feels connected to you. I know, I love them. I love them so much. Maybe this is how he wanted to dance with you the first night he met. So yeah, that's what I've got for you, friend. Oh my goodness, I can't stop yawning. Whew. He's having fun on vacay and you crossed his mind. Yeah. He's with mixed company. He's with company that, shares a commonality with you. And so I think it's going to be easier for him to think of you when he's with people who are also friends and associate with you too. But you're welcome, Amy. Enjoy your bed rotting. I call that Herkle-Durkling. Especially things that I'm doing after I woke up. If I'm just hanging out in my bed. Oh, goodness. Are you watching Love Island by chance? You're welcome. Oh, wait. We talked about this already. Oh, hey, Kaiser. Love your readings as always. Are you taking donations? I am. I was actually about to sign off, but if you want to donate now, that works for me. Just get that over as soon as you can and we'll get started. So it's on But they have a really cheap option on Peacock. Like if you don't have it, I think it's like $6. You would have to watch with commercials. Yeah, I'm sure. Kaiser, no worries. It's like $6 with commercials, but if you don't want commercials, I think it's more like 15, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, you can get Peacock pretty cheap. Yeah, so it's okay, so it's $13.99 a month if you don't want ads. It's $7.99 if you are good with ads. So it's pretty affordable. And then it's Love Island is only on for 6 weeks of the summer, so you'd only have to do $7.99 like for 2 months, and then you would be done, unless you liked it and wanted to keep it. You can handle commercials. Still recall the long TV commercials for like Cartoon Network. Oh my god, yes. We can, we do. We have Hulu, like a basic Hulu plan right now, which we'll watch commercials with. But I just love Peacock. Oh my god. Whew. Kaiser, did you send the donation, friend? I'm refreshing my screen. Oh, you just sent it? Okay. It might take a second to come through. Exactly, Amy. Exactly. So I just do ad free because we were doing something with Peacock. I can't remember what it was for the longest time. But I watch Peacock. Those are the shows that I watch. So in my mind, I would rather be commercial free. I think on Hulu at night before going to bed, I was watching like Sabrina the Teenage Witch, and that had commercials, and that was fine because that was just kind of something I was playing in the background before I went to sleep. So it just depends. But yeah, I don't mind ads. I just have them. Kaiser, I have you for an in-depth that just came through. What would you like me to do for you tonight? Disney Plus and Paramount. Oh, sweet. You have Paramount? I think there was something my husband wanted to watch on Paramount. We don't have that. We have access to Netflix, Hulu, Peacock, HBO, YouTube TV. We don't have Paramount. We do have access to Prime, but Prime, so that's kind of annoying. Like you can have Prime, but you have to pay for the extras. So like if there's a movie you want to watch, you have to rent it or like download it or something stupid like that. So I don't even think Prime is worth it anymore. There you go, Amy. That's so funny. All right, so Kaiser says, what does Erica truly want and need me to know about this connection? How does Erica currently feel and think of me? Please. Kaiser, that's technically two separate questions. I can group the want and need from you, but the feel and think is technically an additional donation. So do you want to just focus on one of the questions out of the two, or do you want to donate for the second part of that? Amy, I hope you have a great rest of your night. Okay, that sounds good. I'm gonna get started on your first question, okay? Erica want Kaiser to know about the connection? What does Kaiser, or sorry, what does Erica want Kaiser to know? What does Erica want Kaiser to know? Ooh, 2 of cups, 2 of cups. These are great cards to come out. Oh my goodness. 7 of Pentacles in reverse. Let's move this up a little bit. Thank you, Amy. Have a good sleep. Kaiser, that sounds great. Thank you so much. All right, so I feel like I'm almost picking up a channeling a little bit. So I'm gonna kind of speak for a minute in first person. I don't normally do this for readings, but I feel like this is gonna be easiest for me to get this information out. I feel like she's saying, like, I really want you to know that this connection means so much to me. It means more to me than I even let on. I feel like there's some type of fusion of your energy and my energy that does not escape me. I feel that this is romantic, this is emotional, and I still feel connected to you. There is this desire to reconnect as well, to reunite in a more serious way. When I feel like I can clear my head, that's when you'll see me show up, is essentially what I'm getting from this. Now, me, Luna, talking in the Chariot here talks about needing to focus on something and can't get distracted. So wherever you guys are in your connection right now, she feels like something else is taking priority at this time. But she's saying, I want you to know this connection between us is still a wish in my heart. It's just not something that I can fully invest in at this time, but it is something that I know that I want to invest in eventually. I'm sorry if you feel disappointed in that I'm not giving you my all, that I'm not giving in fully as much as you think that I can, or as much as like I want to. But I want you to know that we are always connected. There's always this connection between the two of us on an energetic, on a telepathic level. And you make me feel so admired. You make me feel so appreciated. You make me feel like the most beautiful person on this planet. And I can feel you. I can feel you sometimes trying to will your way through this connection, trying to make something happen. And I know very well that I'm the reason if things aren't moving forward, it's because of me. So I feel like that's what she wants you and needs you to know, is that you're still a plan for her. You're still a wish for her. You're still this thing that she's saying, I want to happen at some point. She's saying that there's something else that's taking priority at this time. Hey, William, welcome in. And I guess that, like, the focus is fully on you. So if you're feeling that way, if you're feeling disappointed, if you're feeling let down, if you're feeling bored of this energy, if you feel like you're just like wanting to get the ball rolling, she's acknowledging that here. She is aware of this. But she is also stating that you are still this like hope for me. You're still this wish for me. And I can feel you like pulling at me. I can feel you pulling on my energy and wanting more, wanting to know where this is going. And I understand that I'm the reason why this doesn't move forward as fast or like progress as much as it could. I understand that I'm the reason for that. But I feel like she also wants you to know that she is grateful for how you make her feel. She is grateful for feeling admired and feeling appreciated and feeling very special. This is the way that you make her feel. So let's pull for, where is it? How does she currently feel and think towards you? So let's pick up on some of the energy in terms of more from her perspective of how she's viewing you, thinking and feeling. is she viewing, thinking, and feeling? So I'm getting that there's kind of shift from your energy a little bit, meaning maybe she's picking up on that. Kaiser, I don't know if you're in a position where you feel like, okay, I kind of have to pull back a little bit. Like if I'm not, maybe it's just you wanting to protect your energy or something. I have the 3 of Wands in reverse. So whether you're doing this or not, there's something that she's picking up on, or something that she's sensing at this time where she feels like maybe you are kind of pulling back a little bit or trying to protect your energy in some way is what it feels like. How is she thinking and feeling towards him? Okay, got you. So the magician that I had down here in the last reading, where I said that you're putting a lot of your will into the connection, it could have been past energy, or it could be just that she's feeling you pulling on her, or that you were at one point where, you know, she was like kind of feeling like you were waiting on her for something, or you were waiting on an answer. Let's see. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, because I was gonna say, I'm kind of getting like this protection of energy here, and she's noticing that. The 3 of Wands a lot of times will talk about like expansion and the desire to move forward, and the 3 of Wands is cut off from that because it's in reverse. And the 4 of Swords is like, let me take a break. Let me protect my heart. Obviously, you still have romantic feelings towards her with the Knight of Cups. This means that that's not just going to disappear overnight. So I think that she knows this. And I think that from her perspective, she also is feeling a romantic connection towards you, especially in the last reading with the 2 of Cups. Almost like the kind of thing like we'll never fully walk away from each other, or at least that's what she thinks. She feels like you guys will never fully walk away. Like there's always going to be something that brings the 2 of you back together. And so maybe she feels, because this is my card of temporary, I feel like maybe she's in this place thinking that this pulled back energy that you have going on right now is not going to last. That's going to be something temporary. The 6 of Pentacles here and the Ace of Pentacles makes me feel like she's aware that there hasn't been quite a balance in this connection, meaning that you or her, which I'm assuming is you, is giving more to the connection than the other person is giving back. You know, I think at one point maybe you were giving fully, you were giving selflessly, you were saying, let me give you me, my time, my energy, my effort. But this is very much like talking about the need for balance. And so there could be potentially a little guilt from her perspective that you were giving more to her than she was giving back. I think that she worries about how you feel with the 3 of Swords here. Hey, Yvette. Okay, that's fine. I think she worries about the damage. She worries about your heart. She worries about the damage that can be happening right now, that potentially you guys wouldn't be able to come back from. Even though she feels like the energy pullback is temporary, she's saying that if I push him too far, or I take too long, or I'm not clear enough, then I could essentially get us to the point of no return. And I don't think she wants that, because the reunion card was there. So I feel like she's saying maybe you're wanting something faster than she's wanting it, or you're wanting something at a different time than what she's wanting it. And maybe she's hoping that you guys will eventually get on the same page. I'm tired of putting myself out there and getting her BS ways. I do care and love her very much, but I think I'm going to the point where I'm done. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense. I mean, we can only pour from, you know, a cup that's full. If we've given and given and given and given, and we haven't got anything left to give because our cup is empty, what are we supposed to do in those circumstances? And, you know, just if she's feeling like she wants to reunite with you at some point and you're still a wish to her, you know, she's got to understand it's now or never. You know, we got to shit or get off the pot, basically. Like, you know, you guys are in different places and you guys are wanting different things right now. And I think that if she's really worried about the damage, she's worried about it being that far gone, potentially getting to the point of no return. I think that, you know, she has to see what is most important to me right now, Kaiser, or am I going to be able to live if he moves forward? Am I going to be able to live if he moves on? And that could be something she's debating right now as well, especially because she's very aware that she's breaking your heart. She's very aware that she's hurting you with this inaction, I suppose. That's everything you need from me for the night. If so, I'm going to move on to Yvette. If you want to add on, you can. It's up to you. Relationship with you? I think she does. Yeah, Kaiser. My intuition from the previous reading is she does want a relationship with you. Timing is the problem. And when we're dealing with someone who's very fickle, when they have other things that they want to make priority, it's almost like you feel like you're being put on the back burner. You're like a doll being put on a shelf, and when she wants to play with you, she'll come and get you, kind of thing. Like, that is something that she looks forward to and she wants. The problem is, it's not right now, and she's not making you a priority. And when there's not even energy and it's not being evenly exchanged, someone is going to get burnt out. And unfortunately, that someone is you. So I don't necessarily think you're reaching for the stars, but I think that if you continue to pursue her at this time, you would be. I think that she needs to get her shit together. And I think that she's got to, you know, figure it out. And then she's got to seek you out, because at this point, roles are going to reverse. Tables are going to turn, and she's going to have to start proving to you and showing up for you and showing you that she wants to be with you now that she's in that position to want that. And if you're not, if you've moved on, you found someone else, you found someone new, and she finally catches up, I mean, that's her karma. That's something that she's just going to have to deal with. So if you're asking me, would I continue to pursue this? Not necessarily with this energy. I might say, hey, I wish you the best. Hit me up if, you know, you get to a point where we want the same things. And I'll let you know where I'm at that point. I wouldn't keep pursuing something if we're wanting different things at different times. Or if we're wanting the same thing, but at different times. Do you get what I mean? Feelings are always going to be different than actions. And I, as a tarot reader, have never understood that more than I do now. Just because someone feels a certain way doesn't mean they're going to act on it. And I think actions are going to be the most important thing in determining like what's best for you. Your genuine platonic friend. Yes, thank you, love. Really appreciate the readings. You're very welcome, Kaiser. All right, show me the Virgo woman, please. Show me the Taurus woman. Okay, so what they're showing me is like 50-50. When I cut the deck, I saw the Two of Pentacles, wherever that is. It's like a 50-50 situation in a sense, but I'm gonna lean towards the Virgo. I like the Virgo cards the best, to be honest. These cards up here indicate that there's more to be explored in the connection. This person has interest in you. This person is thinking about, you know, future plans, hangouts, conversation, whatever. I feel like this person can be maybe a little more your speed, the Virgo. And they genuinely have something to offer to you with the Ace of Pentacles. The King of Cups in reverse indicates this person might be a little bit difficult to read or understand. Sometimes this is the this is the offer of friendship with a Virgo friend, the offer of friendship. This Taurus woman is more like, we can share like our thoughts to one another. So this might be good conversation with the Taurus, but I think it's better, more grounded friendship with the Virgo. The King of Cups in reverse indicates that the Taurus woman won't let you penetrate them emotionally. So what I mean by that is that with this person, they're very calculated. They're very intelligent. The Taurus is very smart. And if for whatever reason you are upset with the Taurus, I feel like the Taurus is not going to necessarily comfort you and make you feel like your feelings matter, make you feel like what it is you're saying that is bothering you is something that matters to them. And I feel like they'll take it as more like an attack of their character. Whereas, let's just say something happens with the Virgo woman, I think that the Virgo will say, hey, well, let's figure this out. Seven of Cups, what can we do to mediate? What can we do to rectify? How can we find common ground with one another? And so I think you might have fun with Taurus. I think you might have good conversation with Taurus. But I feel like Taurus is like, that's about it. And I think that Taurus might be a little bit more approachable in the beginning. A Virgo woman, or the Virgo woman might be a little less approachable. Virgos can sometimes come across a little pretentious sometimes, but their well runs very deep. This Virgo person has depth to them, whereas I feel like the Taurus woman is like, as long as I'm succeeding, but you know, I feel like the Taurus might become competition for you as well. And one other thing, I don't know how you know these people. However, a Taurus woman, if you're working with them, you better watch out. If you have a job and they have a job, you guys got to keep it on the surface, because I don't think Taurus women necessarily make good coworkers. They'll be nice to your face and they'll act like they care about you, but then they'll be snakes, and they will eventually show like their true colors at some point. And that's my experience, and that's also kind of what I'm, is that if it doesn't serve them or benefit them, you're going to have a difficult time. This Taurus woman, I think, is just very cunning, if that makes sense. Oh, and you're a Virgo too. Okay, so like you might even on a level I don't even understand. I'm a Virgo, so I feel like I connect with Virgos pretty easily. Um, you know, maybe I'm being a little biased about the Taurus too, but I feel like with the King of Cups in reverse, it bothers me. Like, I feel like, where is the emotional connection that you can get from true friendship? Like, where is the person that is going to like be your ride or die? Do you know what I mean? I feel like this Virgo will be your ride or die. I feel like the Taurus is like, the second it starts to affect them, they're like, peace out. I'm out. Like, I feel like this Taurus woman's probably going to put herself first over you, or first over your friendship. So that's kind of what I'm getting from this. Hopefully that answers your question. I don't necessarily think the Taurus woman is a bad person to be connected to, But you just have to be fully aware that this Taurus woman is going to put herself first, no matter what. Yeah. Yep. And I got the 50-50 too because I had cut the deck earlier and I saw the Two of Pentacles that was in here. And that is the card of 50-50 as well. I don't even know where I cut the deck at. Where's the Two of Pentacles? And then as you can see on the Strength card, the face is divided in half as well. Like 50-50. So, I understand. I think that they both are kind of, you know, similar in certain regards. But if we are going to, this was the card that when I cut the deck that I saw. You know, but if we're going to pick a rather this, I would say stick with the Virgo. You met through business with Taurus, so you understand that, yeah. The Taurus is going to do whatever it is that they can do to stay ahead. And if they know that something bad is going to happen to you, if a deal isn't going to work out, or, you know, you're going to get a bad review, or you're going to lose a job or a position, they're not going to say, hey, heads up, I found out this information. I'm wanting to give you a forewarning before you come into it. They're just going to let the shit play out. And, you know, they might even go after your job if they feel like it will make them, you know, Tauruses are very self-indulgent, and therefore I feel like they can be a little self-absorbed as well. And they think like they're the best at everything. So, and then, you know, that feminine energy as well brings a little pretentiousness, a little entitlement sometimes. I feel like Virgos are just more down to earth, in my opinion. They're good at connecting emotionally, connecting, you know, conversationally. They're good companions. You know, my sister is a Virgo, and like I think she just has like the best morals, and she's just very grounded. And if she says she's gonna do something, she's gonna do it. Like, she has good follow through, you know. And maybe I'm being a little biased, but I am speaking from experience. I've worked with 2 Taurus women. I don't hate them, you know, but I feel like there's some sneaky shit that happened that could have been a little more above board, and it wasn't. And I had to find out after the fact, and it just didn't sit well with me. So, you know, Taurus from before this, that was a hot mess. I don't know, you know. And since you're a Virgo too, Yvette, you're ruled by, your sun is ruled by Mercury, and maybe, you know, you and I just see things a little similarly when it comes to Taurus women. Maybe other people will have the best experience with them. I'm not quite sure. But I think Virgos have more flexibility. Virgos have more nurturing like sides to them. And I'm saying all of this, so I am not being like a complete Taurus woman hater, because I am a Taurus moon, all right? I've got my part of fortune in Taurus. I have my Mercury in Taurus. So I know I'm almost a Taurus, and I'm a woman. So, you know, I'm just speaking. But I think that, you know, being a Taurus moon, you get more of like the qualities of a Taurus, a little more like wanting to just kind of be more of a homebody. It's how you process emotions, is like being in your own space, being comfortable. And, you know, so I feel like I can almost see Tauruses, especially Taurus women, just for who they are at face value. And so because I understand the way they think, I feel like I can pick up on that pretty easily. Good as business friends. She's thoughtful, but you do understand because you're in the same field. Maybe cattiness here and there. So just be careful. Just be careful, Yvette, as far as like that might be a problem or a factor in your relationship. Like I said, it's not like you can't be friends with her, but just be careful of what you tell her. Be careful of how much you open up to her. You know, if she's giving you some background info, that's one thing I'll notice about Tauruses too, is they don't tell you anything about them. at all. Oh yeah, we went to a show over the weekend. We went to a concert, or, you know, oh yeah, I went to that place for dinner that was really good. They're great at recommendations, but are they going to sit there and spill their heart out to you and be like, oh my God, like my husband and I just got into a huge fight. Like, I really need a friend to talk to. No, they're not going to do that. But what they are going to do is they're going to let you spill your heart out. They're going to let you share important pieces and intimate pieces of your personal life to them, and you just got to pray and hope that they don't use it against you. So just keep in mind that whatever you say can be weaponized, and just be very aware that at the end of the day, this might be more of a competitive surface level relationship, and if you're cool with that, then you know, just you'll notice this Taurus doesn't really give you that much information, personal information. If they do start to open up a little bit, it may just be to get you to open up a little more. Let me tell you a little bit about me. So you'll really just spill your guts out, you know. You just got to be careful. I don't know. That's just how I feel. But anywhoozle, Yvette, hopefully that helps you navigate this a little bit. Taurus people are not bad people. they're not. But I do question motives sometimes, and maybe I've just been burned too many times. I don't know. It was nice talking to you. I hope you have a great rest of your night, okay? Make sure you come back. We'll talk soon. But it looks like that is it. I've caught up on donations, so I'm going to go ahead and sign off for the night. If anybody else is hanging out, I hope you have a wonderful evening. And you guys will see me back either here, TikTok, or both for the rest of the week. Have a great night.